Desolace. Of course, my internet went out and I got disconnected, and whenever I looked back, there was the caravan, but someone already bought the scroll. Lucky me. But after farming for who knows how long, I managed to stack up my scrolls pretty well, and I was ready to go for the next dungeon. Once I managed to reach Booty Bay, I checked every window just in case I found something interesting, and I actually found a window that sells rings without stats. I mean, I didn't wear a new gear for 20 levels, so I kinda needed a new upgrade, so I bought one, and I felt more powerful than before. But not just that, what's more important, that I found a frost protection potion, which was probably useful. I mean, I didn't use it for now, but maybe in later dungeons I can use. And obviously I logged out because I didn't want to do the dungeon. And once I logged back in, he actually sold another recipe, which is nature protection potion, which sounds actually more interesting, especially in a dungeon called Morodo. Now this dungeon has 2 entrances, and one of them actually a back door, which kinda leads to the last boss, but you need a key which drops in the dungeon. I mean, I tried my best to somehow open the door, but alas, even with a lot of jumping, I could not open it. Now I entered the dungeon and there was one lonely trog, but with a little oopsie, it managed to be a free, not so lonely trog. So yeah, good start, I had to reset. And it happened once again, but this time I actually killed at least the trog. Once I dealt with this amazing start, after that I finally used my retail knowledge. Yeah. You can actually jump down here without dying, and that's what I was pretty much looking for. And yeah, I don't want to clear out the whole dungeon, so if I can skip as much as I can, I will do it. So I jumped down, and hold and behold, I survived. Now there was one elemental in my way, so I killed it. After I almost accidentally managed to pull the boss, I killed elemental, and obviously I killed the boss afterwards, so I don't actually pull it, and not much to show on the boss. It had like 3k health and did nothing, so free boss, I guess. Now the whole place looks really annoying to trash out, so I tried to skip this place, and I found this ledge. I didn't know if it's a wait spot or not, because my pet looked like it teleported to me, but I didn't risk it. I hugged the wall, just walked next to the wall. They didn't see me, and whenever a patrol came, I just waited until he left. It was kinda easy, but I'm pretty sure this is an evade spot, so even if they see you, you are still fine. Now I reached the circular room, which had way too many trash, and with my lazy butt, I obviously tried to skip it. But I did fall down, I didn't manage to skip it, which I'm kinda sad because I wanted to kill that boss for the key. If I die or I need a shortcut back, or for some reason I wanted to key to actually get back, but hey, I guess we're just going for the last boss. Once I reached the hallway to the last boss, we met our first enemy, which had 5.5k health. It's more than the boss I killed. It was insane. And it went really well, like, just watch. Threat already. My pet didn't use Torment. Is he immune? It's not good. He's immune. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Cool. Immune. Why is he immune to Shadow? No. He's not. What? Is he immune to Life Drain? My pet already did. That's... I can't win. There's just no way I can win. He just counters me. He's immune to Fear, most likely. I don't think I tried Fear yet. But it's a meh, it has to be immune, right? Okay, this spell as well. Fear? Please? No. Okay, so he's immune to Taunt, he's immune to Drain Life, he's immune to Fear, and he also dispels himself. I have no more mana. I have nothing. I just can't win. He hits really hard too. There is no room for kiting. Even if I clear the dungeon beforehand, I can't kite him anywhere. This is the best place to kite, but yeah. That's just GG. I just died to one mob, huh? Maybe this is an evade spot, please? Yes! Haha! Okay. How am I supposed to defeat this, man? It's impossible. Now, after that amazing, embarrassing death that I wish I could delete now from the video, I went back to the spiral room and obviously I wanted the key, so I went for the boss. And I wanted to sneak through because there were so many enemies, but the first group was only non-elites, so yeah, I just killed them. Because Critical Tango is an amazing AoE tanker. But that was pretty much the only group I tried to kill because the next group already had an elite, and because it's Gnomeregan, it was a mech, which obviously we realized from the previous enemy that mechs are immune to fear, so I didn't want to deal with it, especially like with 5-6 non-elites together. That's a lot without a fear. So here it comes the stealth mission. I just try to avoid everything. Of course, Critical Tango also tried to avoid everything because I could have this with him, but it was more fun that we sneak through duo style. I mean, he's a little fat, don't judge him, but he's real sneaky, so it didn't matter. Once I managed to reach the spot, I already looked for evade spot, which I managed to find because my pet teleported, which so I knew it was working. And here it goes. And the problem already here. He is immune to Torment, which is the threat generation for my Critical Tango. I mean, this is gonna be a thing, right? Every mech is immune to Taunt and Fear, I guess, even the boss is now. But I tried my best by healing my pet, but I got aggro. The pet evaded, I evaded. We looked at each other, sedulously of course. But that was the whole try. Now change your plan. I will try another time. I will let my pet actually do as much as he can before I sacrifice him. But once he did his job, I managed to sacrifice him. And here it comes the real plan. Fiona. Her damage is so huge that she might be able to just kill her before the boss can kill me. So, easy plan. Kite him, dot him, and let Fiona do the work. And hold and behold, it did work. He didn't have that much health and luckily cast a lot. So he just stopped a lot and made it easier to kite. Yep, Fiona is good. I like her. But by killing this boss we managed to root the key, which means we can come in from the back door, which I tried before I entered the dungeon. I was still flabbergasted how am I gonna actually move forward, because I cannot kill a nullifier. They just solo me down, and the problem is there is a lot of them, and not just by themselves, but with another elite, as you can see it here. I have no idea how to pass them. So, plan B. I actually made invisibility potion, but before I did use it, I sent my succubus, who she has also has invisibility, to check if they can actually stealth attack. But by the looks of it, none of them actually were able to see her, which means I can try to use invisibility potion. Now I had no idea where am I gonna land. I am most likely just gonna die, that's what I thought, because I have no idea where is a safe spot. But there was a little hole that I just aim for, run in, and I hope there is no enemies there. And technically I was right, but there actually a patrol walking around. Now I took my chance because he only had 2.3k health, which wasn't much, but as a mech, surprise surprise, he was immune to drain life again, which is obviously one of my dot and my drain life ability. But I just outdamaged him. Like, just burst him down before he can burst me down, so I guess it worked. I went into the room, which was the same robots that I just killed before, and midget people that try to act like they are humans, well, sure, right. And I just pulled them one by one, killed them. Nothing special, but there was one group that was special, a patrol, which had like 4 midget men and a mech. So there is a reason why I want to come to this room, so I did attack the patrol, and the reason is pretty simple. Elevator. Now, you might ask, what's the point of the evade spot? Also, Curse of Exhaustion, MVP in this dungeon, that movement speed is so good to reduce if I can't fear them because they are mech. At least I can kite them with movement speed reduce. So yeah, I finished the patrol off, and onto the place that I just don't know what to do here. I just still don't know. I'm buying time, but I did clear out the place for evade spots so I can actually pull them back to the evade spot if I am in trouble. Well, the first group also is looking like a trouble, and the reason is simple. It's 4 elites. At least they are humanoids, so that's something. But when I pulled one, only 2 came, which really saved me because I can just fear one and kill the second one. And yeah, this group was not that big deal like that because yeah, I just killed one and killed another one. Although they put down mines, which were interesting because after 10 seconds they activate and explode, and they explode hard. But you have to be in like 10 yards of range of him, or it doesn't damage them. And they don't have that much health, so I can just cast them down from afar, so I was fine, but the problem is I was fine because I didn't think that, well, when I killed the mine, I just sent my pet too, and Critical Tango is an amazing guy and all, but a little bit of time that actually follows my command because he just exploded. Whoops. But the next group was the problem because it was a nullifier. But this time I'm not running. I have the elevator and the place to kite. Cue the epic music. Yeah, this fight wasn't that difficult if you have room to kite and you actually know what he's doing. Also, Curse of Exhaustion. I can't say it enough, but man, without this spell I would have no chance of killing these guys. Now, even though I won against this epic and amazing fight, the happiness didn't last long because the respawn already started happening. Man, I hate Petros. Like, yeah, I can kill them, but it takes so long to kill them because they spare too much health and stuff that I just respawn happens, the better ones at least, and I had no other choice but to go for plan B, invisibility once again. Now, this one was very risky. I just couldn't see a single safe spot. There was enemies everywhere, so my only choice was to try and find the evade spot under that 15 seconds. My gut instinct told me to jump up there, and once I managed to do that, oh, it was an evade spot. I was so happy because my pet, as you can see, can't come up to me, which means it's an evade spot. But of course I do need to test it, so I send my pet way back to stack them up, and hold and behold, once they killed my pet, they couldn't kill me. They couldn't go to me. I mean, they could cast abilities like Root, which I resisted, but still Root, very nice. But after a while, they just evaded with some simple, careful jumping on the sides. It was done. I finally did it. I finally managed to find an evade spot where they can't kill me. And I was so close. I saw the door which leads to the last boss. But there was one mech that I never fought before, but I just bursted him down once again because he only had 3k health. Now he does Root, which is really scary, especially if something's coming like the Petrov behind me and I can't run. But this one was no problemo. Obviously I rushed to the door to open it and just sneak in before I do anything, but I couldn't open the door because for some reason this door only opens from the middle. Like, yeah, that makes sense. So I had no other choice but to kill these two. I wasn't that happy because obviously one of them was mech, but the other one was at least humanoids, which means I can fear. As long as I just burst down the mech and fear the humanoid and hope it doesn't pull anything, I'm fine. I was kinda confident too because there was an evade spot behind me, so even if I pulled, which actually I did, so yeah, I pulled, I can just play the staring contents with them, which I'm way better than them. I mean, I'm an undead, so I don't need to blink, so yeah, sucks to suck. I quickly killed the last mob, and I rushed to the door to open it, and my passive was so happy. Isn't that right? Oh, what is this? Oh, I was so close. Yeah, I wasn't happy, but you can guess why. Every fight was a struggle. It was so difficult. I used so much soul sharp. I used my last sticky glue. I used 2 invisibility potions. It took so much effort to just make it here and seeing this group. I don't want to die, because if I die I have to return to this. And it's a pain. Of course I felt terrible. Now I still have to kill them, so my plan was simple. Send my pet, tank them as long as they can, kill 1 or 2 gnome and jump to the safe spot. Well, that was the plan, but there was one problem. There were 2 mechs that can root. And they just chain rooted me. Non-stop. That I just couldn't make it to the safe spot. It is my fault. I should have gone earlier, or at least fight closer to the safe spot. I could have done this way better, but I died. My second death in this dungeon. I was so devastated because I had to return here. I just simply was... I just wanted to give up here. Well, that's not true. I'm a masochist, so obviously I just went forward and entered the dungeon. And you can hear my live reaction, how happy I was that I unlocked the shortcut. My fucking... Yeah, this group were insane. 2 elite marks, like I would have no chance, but luckily the entrance was here, so I could just burst one down, run out and repeat until it's fine. Still, it was quite difficult. I almost died once or twice, but for some reason, I don't know why, I casted a fear, but it worked. I was so happy, you can just hear it in my voice. And I don't want to kill you before I run out, come on. Why am I casting fear? Huh? 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 Yeah, I was a little confused, but if you think about it, I only tested fear on nullifier, which made me realize that every mech is unfearable, but it wasn't the case. I mean, to be honest, I do have a fair point why would the mech be fearable, but yeah, that's my bad. I should have tested on the other ones, but yeah, I was kind of mad about it because my second death could have been easily avoided if I just started fearing. Anyway, I was too lazy. Thrashing there was so much, so I decided to just run forward, which I immediately aborted the mission because it was way longer than I expected, so yeah, I just ran out of the dungeon. Now I did kill the patrol afterward, but you can see it was kinda YOLO's time. I guess I'm starting to lose it, like I didn't even play carefully. Luckily, the previous group I managed to kill 1 or 2 gnomes, which made enough PEV that I can just walk around without pulling them. And the next group was just gnomes, so I just duked them because that's what they deserve. Well, the next group although was a pain, I was definitely not fighting it, so I tried to somehow dodge them, but yeah, I aggroed them. So here's the plan B. Once I came back, I just used invisibility potion because there is no way I'm gonna fight these groups. Not in a million years. Luckily, it was enough. I managed to make it to the elevator room, and I was kinda happy because they didn't respawn yet. I mean, expect the patrols, which is obvious because they are always alive, you just can't remove them from the game, I guess. But nothing else responds, so that gave me relief because I can just go back to the previous spot where I died, and continue my journey from there on. Once I was there, I tested out the fear, and voila, it did work. I was fuming in anger at how stupid I was that I didn't fear them once. With my new gain knowledge that I learned, I just chain feared the chicken mechs and duked them the wannabe peoples, and yeah, it worked. Wow, fear is a really good ability if you use it, right? Wish I would have used it beforehand, I would have saved at least 1 death. Yeah. But, I mean, it was still kinda close, I almost died, but without the wannabe human gnomes, only the 2 chicken mechs left, which, yep, it wasn't that hard. 1 feared and 1 duked. Since I don't want to die once again, I started jumping everywhere to find an evade spot, but I quickly realized I shouldn't jump by myself. So I called my assistant, Mekgineer, to help me find an evade spot. And once I jumped onto this thing, and the chicken man evaded, so I was pretty confident in the boss fight that I can defeat him with evade spot. Also, I tried to pull out the boss to check what's happened, but the boss doesn't come out of the room, so that's out of the question. So I was pretty confident. I finally did the hard part, now only the boss left, which probably not gonna be that difficult. So I gave it a shot, and the first try I tried to focus on the bombs, to kill them, to close them, but yeah, it kinda drained my mana and my boss aggro, so the first try was evade spot. Although I was struggling to jump up the evade spot, the boss still realized what I wanna do, I guess, so I don't know, because he just evaded before I actually made the jump, so yeah, first try not that good. But it wasn't just the first try. I did it again, and again, and again, and everyone failed. It wasn't even close. I switched to Succubus, and even with Succubus, I failed. And Max, I managed to deal 50% of his health before I needed to reset the boss. He was perfect. His defense was impenetrable. I can't kite him, the room has no kiting place. It closes the door so I can't kite him back. He is faster than me, he hits harder than me, he has way too much health, and he also summons edge so I cannot stop to burst him. He was just perfect. There was no way for me to defeat him. There was no weakness in his defense. I even use my chicken assistant to jump everywhere. Maybe I can fight a weird movement where he moves back and forth or something. But I couldn't. I found another evade spot, but it doesn't help me. I need something that he stacks on or just confuses his AI, but there was nothing. But I'm not gonna give up. I made it this far. Like, sure as hell this is not gonna stop me. Even though I thought this is gonna be the easy part, and I quickly realized, no, this is gonna be the impossible part. I sure as I'm not gonna back down. I made it here. It took me so much effort, so much resource, so much time, and 2 deaths to make it here. I am not leaving until I find the solution. But I did realize one thing when I fight the boss with the Succubus, that it looked like he resetted my aggro and went back to the Succubus, because there is no way my Succubus made more threat than I did with my dots. And I wondered, can I actually use that? So it looked like to me whenever he knocks back, he also resets the threat. So my plan was to summon Voidwalker, but without using the Torment, so it doesn't generate any threat, but with only auto attack, which I can easily out threat him. So whenever he knocks me back, he will just go to my critical, and I can dot him again. But that's not what happened. After a while he just went and attacked my pet without knocking me back. And then it clicked, and then I realized what was happening. The reason why the boss evaded whenever I missed the spot where the evade spot, it wasn't because I made it. The reason when he attacked my Succubus, it wasn't because of the knockback. The reason it attacked critical tango, the reason was obvious and I didn't see it until now. Because he's a non-dungeon enemy. Yeah, it sounds weird, especially it's a dungeon boss, but hear me out, I can explain it. And trust me, this one gave me hope. I finally found a weakness in his perfect defense. Now let me explain you the non-dungeon factor of this boss. Now, if you pull a bear in his bear, for example, and there is like a 60 to 100 yard distance, I don't know exactly the number, but if there's that much of a distance and the bear walks to you for like 60 to 100 yards, the bear will evade and return to his starting position. But during that 60 to 100 yard, if you hit it or use any ability on him, it will reset. Even if it moved 50 yards, it will go back to 0 as the countdown and he has to move again 60 to 100 yards to reset. So technically you can kite any enemy forever. Now here comes the interesting part. If there is like, for example, 2 players hit him, for in my case my pets, both of you have to walk 60 to 100 yards for them to evade. So if you manage to walk the 100 yards, it evades, but it also resets the countdown to 0, and makes it follow the next player who is in combat with him, and he also needs to walk 100 yards. Which, yeah, kinda weird, but yeah. So technically if two players touched him, he needs to walk 200. And the weirder part is, once you're out of combat, you can tag him back to get in combat, and you go back to the queue for the threat. But the boss or any enemy saves that threat, which means the previous threat you had, you still have it on him, and whenever you touch the boss, he will immediately go towards you and ignore the next one. And of course, if you move 100 yards again, he evades and goes back to the next player he chased. And rinse and repeat. So in hindsight, you can kite anything forever with two players. Just let one stand there, the other hit him, move 60 yards away to evade, or 100, let him move back, and while he's far away, you hit him again, and rinse and repeat without touching you anyone. So it's an infinite kiting potential. Now you might ask, how do I know all this? I don't. I played this game in Classic Life for a week or two, so I'm just pulling this out of my butt, but hey, that's how it looks. Now even if I had the idea, I needed social because I used all of them, and there was only one dwarf left that was by himself and not with anything else, and I couldn't kill anything other than one elite. So one soul shard isn't enough, so I tried, but I just saw a landmine, and I kind of thought, landmines have souls, right? I can get some soul shard from it, and yeah, they actually do have soul. What? I mean, I can't complain. I'm just gonna farm the soul out of landmines. But now it's actually asking the question, what kind of landmines are these? Are the Dark Island Dwarf put souls in landmines? Are they made out of humans or something? What is happening? Still, the fight wasn't over. I had still two huge problems. The pet took too much damage. The bombs damage and the boss damage together just kills my pet. If I make my pet stationary, the bombs catch up, kills him. If I make my pet follows the boss just turns around and hit him, and that hurts. So my pet just dies too early is the problem. So I needed a solution for that. And since there is no way I'm gonna cut out the damage from the bombs, my best bet is to cut out the damage from the boss. And also as much bomb as I can. So here comes what I like about WoW is the pet control. It's actually has a really amazing way to control your pet. It's like you're playing two characters. So as long as I make my pet always come closer and closer to the boss, but not as that close that the boss actually hits him, I have a chance. And that's the key for my victory. Only. Make sure the bomb doesn't hit me. Please? Oh. It's not over. Just careful. Don't die now. Please. So close. Just wait for your mana. It's okay. Just take it slow. I did it. I did it. 3.5 hours. I did it. I thought this was impossible, not gonna lie. I knew this dungeon's gonna be so hard, but I wasn't expecting this. Oh, I'm 100% sure that the video I'm gonna put out won't show the struggle I did, but my god, everything was so hard. This dungeon, it's like a warlock killer, like everything is immune to everything. And also me, because I'm stupid for thinking. I'm taking this ring, I don't care. Here's my gear, yay. Oh my god, I can't believe it, I did it. You know what I'm thinking actually? I'm almost certain I can get to the last boss without using invisibility potion. Right? Oh man, I was out of scrolls too, my food is gone, my potion, actually my potion is still okay. Oh my god, I used all my sticky glue. I don't have slumbering sense either. I'm out. I'm so out. What am I gonna do in the future then? Just, I need the sticky glue. I have 2 sweetness potion left too. Ah, I need to cook, yeah. Here's the ring. Wait. No, that's the wrong ring. This is the ring. Oh my god. Can you really not form sticky glue or something? Swiftness potion, I know it has a recipe, but where can I form that? I don't know. And I don't want to cheat to look it up on the internet. That's shallow. I don't like that. Ah, whatever. I'm just taking the victory. Don't think about the future. You did it, that's all. Still, I think I can get to the last boss without invisibility potion. Now that I actually learned the dungeon, I think I can do it without using a single invisibility potion. Man, if I can actually do it... Hey, so I'm just gonna check if you can actually get to the last boss in Gnomeregan without using invisibility potion, because I do believe you can. And yeah, I told you I'm gonna do that tomorrow, but I was curious, you know. You know how it goes. So yeah, this part is probably gonna be too long, and you can just skip it. The dungeon is over. But if you're kinda interested as I am, that can you actually reach the last boss to Gnomeregan without invisibility potion? You can just watch it, because I do believe you can. Now, I don't know about one part if it's an evade spot or not, but I might actually try to do. So I'm just too lazy to fight. I'm just gonna run in. Thanks, Crit. You're my man, as always. I hope you actually survive. I mean, it doesn't really matter, because I do have to dismiss you now in the dungeon. So, first thing first, obviously, I just have to... Why are you still moving, dude? Come here. You need to be dismissed. Thank you. So, first thing first, we obviously need to jump down I don't want to aggro just to be sure, because in retail they do follow you. Once this is done, I just heal up quickly. Then call my pet down just in case that I get into combat and I can't evade. Hate kill it. How are you doing, bud? So I do wanna see if it's an evade spot or not, so try to actually reach that. Good job, great, you're so stealthy. I don't know how you actually still do this. The pet works really weird. Anyway, I don't think... Actually, it is an evade spot because my pet snaps. Okay, calm down. I said calm down, dude. I'm gonna stay there. I don't need you to check. Okay, I suck. Give me a second. Yeah, okay, this is another evade spot. My pet's stuck. Really badly. Which means I actually don't need... I don't need critical tango here. So I can get my social back. That's nice. I mean, this is the part, like, we all knew. This is no problemo. So far, I didn't have to kill anything. So if I wanted, I could just keep everything. Well, I expected that, but oops. I mean, I'm just gonna keep going. I don't need them to evade just yet. They can do that here. So now we just jump down, which is nothing special. Now where is the door? Other way. You can actually jump up here, that's nice. Okay, I'm gonna gain weight a little bit, because the Peltra is kind of swarming right here, which I really like. Alright. Let's keep moving. So this is the part I think I can actually skip. I mean, I can also use Critic Tango. Wow, it's a random type of spawn. I didn't know that. So let's see if I can actually do this. Yeah, coming, I get it. Can you actually evade? What? They evade? Why? They could actually go up. That's interesting, because what I wanted them to go up from here so I can jump there, right? I'm gonna somehow critical tango because this looks kinda dangerous. I'm gonna do that. Especially that he can actually aggro me then. Okay. You stay here, but I don't see a patrol walking there, which is nice. But I jump down, tango, tank. Now you also go in there to get the aggro.
Still recharging.
Aggro, just to be sure. And we got it. This should be it. So you can actually get here without invisibility potion. That's nice. I probably would have figured it out. But I'm still glad I used invisibility potion because it would take so long to, you know, figure this out. I mean, keep in mind that I did play Reach, I don't play it anymore. But I mean, usually in these dungeons you just pull everything, AoE them down, that's about it. So yeah.
Warning! Warning! Intruder alert! Intruder alert!
But the point is, you can actually get to the last boss without pretty much killing anything other than this part, which you have to clear. That's also, I was lucky because there could be another fire, so I was kind of lucky it was Guardians. Because killing another fire is way more harder than Guardian. Just look at the health difference. That's so dumb. I don't get it why. Alright. The point is, you can make it to the last boss without invisibility potion. Cool. Now I'm just gonna wait 7 minutes, so yeah. Bye.